Debbie Fields was one of the first girls hired at the age of 13 in Oakland as a ball girl, a term they used for the girls that teams hired to throw shag balls in the foul area. Later, as an entrepreneur, she, with the help of her husband, Randy Fields, operated the business of Mrs. One of the best movies that Elvis Presley starred in was with Margaret in Viva Las Vegas. They worked so well together in the movie that she practically stole the show from him. Even off the camera, they apparently worked well together, as she stated he was her soul mate. In the movie, he is a race car driver who, after getting pushed into the pool and losing his engine, has to work as a waiter at the hotel where his co-star Margaret is working, which is where the romance starts in the movie. Considered to be one of the most beautiful women in the world, Bridget Bardot was just a teenager when she rose to fame. Making her appearance in 1952, she got Hollywood's attention, being a dark-haired French girl at the time. Later, in 1956, she decided to become a blonde, bleaching her hair to become a blonde bombshell. Do blondes really have more fun? This blonde bombshell, for her 40th birthday, was portrayed in a nude photo shoot for Playboy magazine. This British model, Beverly Pilkington, was known for her sexy ad campaigns for Big D nuts through T-shirts, calendars, packages, etc. These were nuts that came from Dallas, thus the D, and she helped the business to skyrocket in sales. Back in 1975, she wore this particular T-shirt as part of a campaign to show support for Europe's continued membership in the EC. Sophia Loren, shown here back in her younger years, is now 84 years old. Her career began really early in life with acting and pageants. At the age of 16, she won Miss Elegance 1950 in the Miss Italia pageant. She also got married at the age of 16 to 37-year-old Carlo Ponti. By 1960, she was one of the most popular film stars in the world. Throughout her career, she has been known for her beauty and sex appeal more so than her brains. Before she began her series with Bewitched, Elizabeth Montgomery starred in other television series and movies, one of which was Johnny Cool. In this movie, she was a socialite who fell in love with a gangster named Johnny Cool Henry Silver, who was a cold-blooded murderer. But she didn't care, she still wanted to be with him even though he could have killed her as well. There were other well-known actors that played in this movie with them like Jim Backus and Sammy Davis Jr. The Battle of the Network Stars, a network series that started in 1976, which hosts competitions among the stars from the different networks. Linda Carter was one of those stars as she competed in a swimming competition against other famous actors and actresses, finishing in third place, getting up as early as 5 a.m. in order to make time to work out, as well as her day at the studio for the Wonder Woman series. She stayed highly active and in perfect shape. She was well prepared to do battle for this competition. Sharon Tate played the part of Linda in The Valley of the Dolls, along with Patty Duke and Barbara Parkins. The movie is based on a novel by Jacqueline Suzanne and centers around 3 girls in show business who become addicted to pills. Sadly, Sharon Tate was murdered just 2 years later as one of the 5 victims of the Manson murders. At the time of her death, she was 8.5 months pregnant. She had just gotten married a year before to her director, Roman Polanski. A popular movie in 1977, Smokey and the Bandit, was filled with action, romance and excitement. It was the first in a series of 3 but, by far, much better than the sequels that came later. With the magnetism between Sally Field and Burt Reynolds, along with high speeds throughout the movie, you can't beat it. The two actually dated for 5 years after the movie. Start your engines. Linda Vaughn became the race queen when she entered and won a contest of 200 girls for Hearst to become Miss Hearst Golden Shifter. She became a highlight around the racing circuit, along with Nikki Phillips and June Cochran as the Hearsettes, to form the trio of big-breasted glamour girls. They would show up at big races like the Daytona 500, Indy 500, and the Nationals. Linda loved the sport of racing. She even raced some herself, having gone through the Jim Russell School and receiving her SCCA license.